Hi, I'm Luann Pope. I'm a creative education specialist with Tonara, and I'm here with my fun friend, Jennifer Foxx. She always has great ideas. We were discussing the conferences that we are going to go to in the next few months, and I realized I was starting to feel stress about it. Like, okay, what's causing this anxiety? And I realized it's because my policy says if I miss class, then I make up the lessons. So I know Jennifer has a great solution for me, so I'm so excited to hear this of what you have to say.
Yes. And we did, this is a two-part video connection, and then part one, we talked about the benefits of video lessons. And that's a huge benefit, is like when we go to conferences and we're not going to be there and it's, we're the ones missing the lesson, then video lessons are perfect if you're not you don't want to take that week off, in your schedule or anything. You can still provide value while you are gone. So that is perfect. And Tonara has made it easy, as we can put assignments into Tonara for our students. The video element adds so much more value for that when we add that in the video, because it can still progress and still learn new things and such. So I thought I would just kind of walk through the process of, kind of just a short little, it won't be a huge long thing, but I just kind of walk through quickly through the process of what you can do as far as when you're doing your video lessons. So I thought I first would share when you are setting up. I like to keep things simple. There are all sorts of fun gadgets out there. But a lot of times we don't have a lot of time to whip out, all these connections and, all this stuff. And sometimes we just don't have the room to have all that. And so what I like to do many times is I'll use one of two different things. So I'll either use my iPad. My iPad is my fast, I can grab it and get it done. Or my laptop I'll use when I have more time to do things. So when I have my iPad, this is an iPad stand, and it just goes onto a mic stand, and you can, twist it this way, twist it that way, whatever you want to do. So this is nice and convenient. This is just one example. You find them on Amazon. There's a ton of them out there that you could use. There's even on my wish list is one that has like a gooseneck on it. So you could kind of, maneuver it in different ways with the gooseneck. Mm-hmm. So eventually I'll get that one because I think that would be a fun one to get. And then the other one that I use a lot too is I stand when I teach. And so I just have this laptop desk right here. And so, it's on rollers, and so I could just maneuver it wherever I need to. And then I could, if I want to use my laptop, I could use my laptop. Otherwise, I can use my iPad. It doesn't really matter what device you're using, but I'll just roll it next to the piano and while I'm teaching, and they can, see a good view of the piano and me and everything. So those are the two easiest. Just grab and do it. And then if you want that second camera where they can see your fingers in addition to yourself, you don't have to do that, but if you want it, you can add a webcam to your laptop. You can't really do that as much with your iPad, but that's another option as far as that goes. Do you have any questions as far as what I just talked about?
So are you doing this? You're not doing this during a lesson. You're doing this outside of the lesson for their next lesson.
Right. So they're missing their lesson, either, say like someone's sick, or in your case, you're going to be gone for a conference. You would just do this, when you, before you leave.
Right, exactly. That sounds like a good plan.
Right. Right. So when I do most of my video lessons, it's during their lesson time if they're missing. So if they, if they have a 4 o'clock lesson and it's a half hour, I'll I'll spend that half hour doing their video lesson.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then, you know, I'm spending their time and for them. So yeah, so that's pretty much just an easy way to grab and do it, start recording. And then I thought I would go ahead and just kind of give examples of looking inside Tonara. Okay, so right now I'm in my repertoire section, and I have a few things on here. I'm going to first show you Barnyard Brook lesson. This is a really cool like a composition type activity from Teach Piano Today. And so when I click on the repertoire, I'll go down and, oops, where's the video? It was just there. I don't know where it went. Okay, I'll have to just go to media then. Anyway, so I'll have my instructions there, and then I can, actually, since we're doing this, let's just do it live.
Yes, exactly. That can
yeah. This works out perfect. Right. Okay, so here we go from scratch. So I put the lesson. Now, Barnyard Brook, I broke this up because it's a book. So I broke this up into different videos that they can watch and different assignments. So this, I already did an introduction to kind of introduce what this is all about and what they're going to be doing. And so this is their first lesson where they're going to actually do it. And so then I put the book details, and you could fill out all these other things, and I just added, if when they watch it, they can get 50 points. So my assignment is watch the video, follow along on your music. You'll be creating music too, so feel free to pause the video as you come up with some ideas. And then, so to add the file, I already have the video uploaded, so I go to my media, and it's inside my video lesson folder. Don't you love the screen? Some of these screenshots, oh my goodness. And then Barnyard Brook. So then I go add. Okay, so then it's there. Now this one I wanted to show is a little bit more fancier. I had more time. I did this on my digital piano, which gave me access to a program called Classroom Maestro. That's from Time Warp Technologies. So go ahead and open that. And you don't have to do all this fancy stuff. Most of my lessons do not have fancy stuff.
What's the matter? Broken forward the big-eyed cow. I can't give you milk today. I'm sorry, not right now. No milk, cried Brooke, but that can't be. The judges need a taste. Your milk is famous for its cream.
So I'm going to pause for a second to kind of give what that is all about. So in the book, they have these pictures, and then it has the music and what to do, to have them fill out like missing notes. They're developing a composition. But they have these really cool rhymes, a story, a poem story. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to screenshot those, because it's digital, so screenshot those pages and do the story first so they can hear the story, so it's more interactive. So I'll fast forward a little bit. So once the story is over, then I come in and...
All right, so on this page, you will see a phrase. It's a rhythm. This is gray is while I'm singing.
So then I'm explaining.
While I'm singing. So you're going to take your right hand in C position. So C, D, E, F, and G. You're going to choose between those 5 notes and write in the notes that you want for that rhythm.
Okay, so I'll pause that for a minute. So I'm, giving the instructions. And then right here, this is when Classroom Maestro comes in play. So, so they can see the, the staff plus the keyboard and what I'm playing.
I'm singing. That's just an example. You get to make up the notes that you want to go with that rhythm. You go, praise while I'm singing, praise while I'm singing.
So
anything you want.
Is Classroom Maestro an app or
it's a software?
It's a software.
Okay. Yeah, it's a software, and so it's connected to your digital piano, so you do have to use your digital piano for that. So because I don't always do my video lessons on my digital. Because sometimes my digital, when I do a video lesson, my digital is being used by another student that's here.
Mm-hmm.
So this I usually use when I have more time and it's, and I don't have another student here.
Gotcha.
So it's nice though, because it lets you do some more fancy things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one example. So that's Barnyard Brook. And then another one I just actually recently did, their mom just had a baby. And so I gave them a regular lesson the week before, a regular video lesson of learning something. But then this week I knew they probably wouldn't get a lot done with the new baby. And I was right.
Right.
And so I decided to give them a composition activity. And so with this one, I put in the page that I wanted them to do. So in the instructions, I said, we're composing today. After you watch the video, be sure to print out the PDF to get started and remember to click completed assignment so you can earn points just for watching. And so when I have that, the page in, here's the page that they're going to print out. So these particular sisters are pre-readers, and so this particular page is for that, so they can just write in their letter names for their composition.
Mm-hmm.
And they're called story compositions, and so they're creating a story as well, and they can do that with, you know, whatever they want. So, okay, so then here, this is kind of, I'm at my grand piano here.
So today's video lesson is going to be a little bit different from what it usually is with learning a new song. So today we are going to be
Jennifer, I'm not really able to hear this very well.
Okay.
circus,
Okay.
carnival composition,
Can you hear it?
story composition project. Basically, you're going to be creating a story as well as a composition. A composition is a song or a piece that you wrote. So
Okay.
you wrote,
So I'm going to pass forward a little bit what I did with this one. So as I'm explaining what it is, and what they're going to do.
I love this. These are your materials then too?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, this is mine, yeah. So I took a whiteboard to show them some ideas and kind of go through.
dash, the CDE, hold.
So I wanted to show that example because a whiteboard is perfect in that way. If you're using Zoom, Zoom actually has a whiteboard that you can screen share and you could write on the Zoom whiteboard. But in this particular video, I was using my iPad and I wasn't using Zoom, I was just recording. But so that's just a nice example. You could still use some tools in your video lessons as far as that goes, and just kind of going through the process of, you know, examples and stuff so they can get started. And then another one. So on this one, I have a more direct view of the keys. So at the very beginning, I'm reviewing.
Aims to make sure you remember.
It's probably too loud. Oops, sorry.
So just a quick review. We have our 2 black keys here, and then we come down to the white keys. We have our dog in the middle. There's his black ears right there. So the dog in the middle, and then we have cat, and then elephant on the outside. So cat is the smallest animal, so she's first. Then dog, and then elephant. So that's cat, dog, elephant, and the animal house. We go to the people house, and we have, in the white keys, we have our front door, which is in front of the people house, right? Then we have right next to the front door is the garage, so that's G. Then if we move away from the garage towards the backyard, we see the apple tree. So that's A. And then we have our back door for our backyard. So that's B. So our front and our back. And the back is right in the back of the 3 black keys. F, G, A, B. So that's just a little review of your key.
So then I'll move, yeah, and then I just adjust it to, oh, no. Okay, so I go through her songs that I want her to do, and then let's see if I can, yeah. Then I just adjust the camera to, where are we? There we go, yeah. You know, to give her a little closing remark. But yeah, so that's just another example of, you know.
Yeah, I wondered if you sometimes did pieces that they were already working on as review, or if you just did a new idea of composition.
Yes.
sometimes the new idea with a composition can be sent to several students at once. So I kind of like that it doesn't have to be tailored to just
Yes.
particularly like that student, and that covers a lot of bases.
Right, exactly. Yes.
That.
Right. Yeah. So when I'll stop screen sharing for a minute so you can see me more. So when I'll do both, and it just depends how prepared the family is. So if the family wants to send me at least minimum an audio recording of the student playing their piece, then I can cater that video lesson more to the feedback and, you know, what, yeah. But if they don't, which I would say 90% don't, then I'll give them something new that they can do. And it's usually a supplemental or like, you know, you saw a composition or something, kind of a side thing. So, because it just depends on the student. If I know that if I give them another piece, they're going to be just overwhelmed with too many pieces, then I might do, you know, like a composition project, or I might even do like a theory video lesson. So we'll go through a certain concept and go through that. Yeah. So it depends on the student.
I'm also wondering, even if you sent a composition assignment to someone last year and this year you happen to need to send it to them again, that's okay, because the parameters stay the same, but their growth and where their mindset is different. So their piece can actually be different, and then maybe they can see how far they've come.
That is true. To see the difference, that would be a really cool thing to do. Yeah, to kind of see what they did last year and then what they did this year, and kind of show them their growth.
Because I started thinking, oh, how do I keep track of who I sent something to? But I thought, you know what? You really don't need to, because composition grows with the student.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. 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 So did you have questions as far as that goes?
No, those are wonderful ideas. That gives me a whole new thought process now, where I'm not going to be panicking over what I'm going to be doing the next 2 months as I lead these wonderful conferences, and hope to see you at. We can share our experiences there.
Yes, yeah. So Tonara makes it nice and easy. I love how everything's laid out, where you can have it in their assignment, and you can reuse the assignments for other students, and that's like a huge thing. The only tip I have about that is in the videos, I have a habit of saying hi, da, 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 you know, so you have to be careful and give more your personal stuff in the writing notes, the things that you type, and then the other, the videos kind of keep it where it could work for anybody.
Right. Or the same student next year, but they won't have to.
Right.
Yes, that's great. That's a good idea. Good. Well, I love how we're using technology in such a positive way. And of course, I always love my studio in a box, where everything's right here where I need it. I don't have to remember where I put it. So thank you so much, Jennifer, for showing your ideas.
Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to extend an invitation. I do have a course that kind of dives more into this with video lessons and online lessons. So I wanted to, you just go to musiceducatorresources.com and then find the course link. And then it's the course for the online and video lessons. I put a coupon code. It's just Tonara 10. So all caps with Tonara, no spaces or anything, and then the number 10. And that will give you 10% off. So,
and we'd love for you to share your coupon code for getting into Tonara. So if new users want to start with Tonara, they can actually get a reduction in price for use. So what is that?
That is Music Educator Resources. So no spaces or anything like that. Just, and I think it's all small caps on that one. Yeah. So
Good. Thank you. I appreciate your time, Jennifer. It's always good to see your smiling face.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.